WQAD News 8, this is a Good Morning Quad Cities update.
Good morning, Quad Cities. I'm Devin Brooks. It's just before 8 o'clock, and here's what's making headlines. Starting today, Bettendorf first responders will be at Bettendorf High School for training on how to handle emergency situations. You can expect lights and different emergency vehicles like fire trucks and ambulances there on location. The training exercises at Bettendorf High will also take place Wednesday and Friday this week. Well, our coverage continues on the WQAD 8 Plus streaming app when Good Morning Quad Cities at 8 o'clock airs in just a few minutes. And we learn about a Sterling couple's battle against Alzheimer's and a new law in Illinois that could change what comes next for thousands of others. That's only on the 8 Plus app. Download on your TV and watch for free.
A muggy and warm start to our Monday here. Temperatures in the 70s already, and a couple of you have seen some sprinkles, especially if you're north of the Quad Cities. All of that is dissipated. Radar right now showing a healthy line of thunderstorms in northeast Iowa. That's likely where they will remain. For us today, it is abundant sunshine, warm and humid. Will be in the mid to upper 80s. Can't rule out a pop-up storm this afternoon. That comes to an end tonight with partly cloudy skies. Will be in the upper 60s tomorrow. I think a better opportunity to get closer to 90 with plenty of humidity, and that'll drive some more scattered storms as we head into the afternoon. Our weather impact alert continues for Wednesday, the chance to see some stronger storms, and we're going to be talking more about that coming up in just mere seconds on the 8 Plus app. Join us there.
From WQAD News 8, this is Good Morning Quad Cities.
Hey, good morning, Quad Cities. It's Monday, June 16th. I'm Devin Brooks. We really appreciate you being here on the 8 Plus app.
Yeah, and I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutsky. Not a bad weekend for dads. Perfect grilling weather, pool weather, and looks like more heat this week.
I know, even the air you can see looks a little steamy this morning.
Yeah, a little haze still stuck outside, and yeah, the steam, as you're talking about, that's going to be with us for a while.
Yeah, let's take a live look out now.
Looks beautiful there.
See what's going on.
Yeah, got I-74 right there, and looks like that's right off Middle Road in Bettendorf. It's been a quiet commute this morning. Haven't had any issues, any delays, and looks like it's going to stay that way here too. Temperature-wise, we've been seeing readings near 70 degrees all morning long, so a very warm start to the day. There's a look at the rest of the Interstate 80 corridor just to confirm that we have nothing exciting going on there. We did have a couple of showers we were tracking on radar earlier. Those have since dissipated, but the leftover clouds, those are sticking around. 71 degrees already this morning. Lots and lots of sunshine south of those clouds in Clinton, like right here in the Quad Cities, and there's lots of humidity to go along with it too. Everybody in the 70s except for just a few of you, but it won't be much longer and you'll be joining Club 70s as well. 80s, mid 80s by lunchtime, and then we'll work our way into mid to upper 80s this afternoon. Don't forget, we have a weather impact alert in place as we go into our Wednesday. That's going to be for the afternoon and the evening. Damaging wind gusts and some very heavy rain will be possible with storms then. We'll take you there hour by hour with Future Track, show you exactly when those storms are expected to arrive and what could actually decrease the severe weather threat. In the meantime, we'll track it coming up.
All right. Thank you so much, Andrew. Well, we are following breaking news happening in Minneapolis. Take a look at this morning. Hennepin County officials have booked and charged shooting suspect Vance Belter. He's the main suspect in the shooting deaths of 2 Minnesota lawmakers over the weekend. Belter is being held on $5 million bail and will make his first court appearance this afternoon at 1:30. And for full coverage on this story, tune into GMQC at 11. More than 250,000 people aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's in Illinois, and now the state is making a major expansion in patient care and access to treatment. News 8's Jenna Webster explains the new law that one Sterling family says will make a big difference.
Because it is a beautiful world we live in.
It is.
A marriage of 32 years brings milestones,
You got 6 grandchildren.
both good and bad.
Well, part of it's your attitude, hon.
Mark and Margaret Zemdahl will tell you they're grateful for the years they've had.
Margaret took a trip to Iowa City to visit a girlfriend that she had out there, and she got disoriented and got lost. And I still remember this. She says, "I think I have Alzheimer's."
Margaret was diagnosed with the disease 9 years ago.
It's not all roses, obviously. There are days when things aren't going so well.
But the Sterling couple was luckier than some. Margaret was part of a drug trial that led to approval from the FDA. They say it helped slow her disease.
She was plaque neutral, which means that, yeah, there's some plaque there, but it's not any different than what a normal person would have. If you're not in a drug trial, and these drugs, you want these drugs, they're hugely expensive. A person just can't afford it on their own.
Just this week, Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a bill that will require state health insurance to cover FDA-approved Alzheimer's treatments, medications, and diagnostic testing.
Being the first state to require insurance coverage and private insurance, it's a big deal.
David Olson is with the Illinois Alzheimer's Association. While Medicare and Medicaid already cover this, he says this will help provide coverage to some 3 to 4 million people.
Getting a diagnosis early and then using these medications when appropriate is going to be life-changing for Illinois families.
It's a big deal.
Mark is on board with the law because for a disease where years or even minutes matter,
She won't have any memory of this in 15 or 20 minutes. But in the moment, we're good, aren't we, hon?
Yes, we are.
this couple will take what they can get.
We're happy.
In Sterling, Jenna Webster, WQAD News 8.
The law takes effect New Year's Day, and part of it also means that some Alzheimer's patients won't have to go through step therapy, a process where insurers require patients try less expensive drugs before covering the actual medication prescribed by their doctor. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds has signed a 911 bill into law despite opposition from Iowa law enforcement. The new law allows the state to charge local 911 boards for some costs, and several Iowa law enforcement associations and 911 operators had asked her to veto the bill, saying it could threaten funding for local 911 services. Republican lawmakers who passed the bill say the state needs the money to keep 911 running in Iowa. Currently, every Iowan pays a $1 surcharge on their phone bill each month, which is what funds Iowa's 911 network. Lawmakers have still not clarified how much the state will charge from local boards or how often. A lawsuit against John Deere can continue after a federal court's decision. Last week, the court rejected Deere's attempts to end the lawsuit. It alleges the company violates antitrust laws in not giving farmers and independent repair shops all the necessary diagnostic tools to repair tractors that is, and combines. The lawsuit was filed in January and included Illinois. Deere had argued the statute of limitations had run out and the states lacked standing. Right now, an investigation is underway in Polo, Illinois, about 2 hours east of the Quad Cities, after police say a 19-year-old shot someone inside a home just before midnight Saturday. The suspect then held the family members hostage. The relatives escaped, and when crews arrived, they found the suspect and victim dead. Investigators say there's no threat to the community. Ogle County Sheriff's Office is leading the case. It's 8:06, still ahead. The JDC is just weeks away and the tournament will be here before we know it. We're taking you to the course and learning more about how each hole got its name.
Yeah, as the temperatures heat up, good reminder, it is getting very close to JDC time. And we have more heat to track this week, including the opportunity for a few stronger storms. That's on Wednesday, and it's part of our weather impact alert. We'll track that with Future Track next.
From WQAD News 8, this is Good Morning Quad Cities.
Good Morning Quad Cities keeps you prepared for whatever the day brings.
Now's the time to start planning ahead.
Stay ahead of the storm with Weather Impact Alert Days.
A couple of thunderstorms tomorrow.
Working overnight to get you the latest breaking news.
Today, crews are starting construction on a portion of I-80.
Start with a team you trust.
Do you think the greater concern is the higher prices on certain goods these tariffs might bring?
On Good Morning Quad Cities. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. and streaming on WQAD 8+.
When you need electrical work, count on Crawford Company. The Autolite electricians at Crawford Company have been serving the area since 1967. We can help you with installation, repairs, wiring, lighting, and low-voltage electrical like Ethernet cables. Plus, if you have more than just electrical needs, Crawford can be your one-stop contractor. For heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drain cleaning, and electrical, count on Crawford Company.
Do you want to see kitchen and bath remodel stories that are local to the Quad Cities? Then watch the Village Home Show.
Tune in Sundays at 10:30 a.m. for the Village Home Show, right here on WQAD News 8. Pay it forward.
Thank you.
Shining a spotlight on hardworking people. Help us keep the Pay It Forward movement going. We might just give you $300 to give to them.
You're gonna make me cry.
News 8's Pay It Forward, brought to you by Essentra Credit Union.
I travel quite a bit, and I love getting home and getting into my L&W mattress. It's a solid latex foam core, and so it doesn't create any hot spots or dead spots where the blood flow is cut off. During the day, I don't feel fatigue, I don't feel sore, and so really it's about quality of life. So I recommend L&W bedding to people so that they can get the proper sleep that they need.
L&W Bedding, Moline and Bettendorf.
We're going to very likely see some heavy rain take place in many of our hometowns.
We're going to continue to track this and fine-tune those threats.
Bracing for impact as storms roll through our area tonight.
Look at the rainfall, the intensity of that.
The storm system producing some very dangerous conditions.
We had 80-mile-per-hour winds.
The wind was so strong. There was debris flying around crazy.
Disaster proclamations are in effect for more than 20 Iowa counties.
Stream extended coverage. Download on your TV and watch for free. The WQAD 8+ TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time.
What is Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds' proposal?
Track how the weather will impact your day.
Weather Impact Alert is in place.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
There are a couple hundred people here.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. WQAD 8+. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Welcome back. It is 8:10. We have a weather impact alert. Things are really warming up, not only just outside, in the studio as well. I'm learning how to turn different places and move and all about, and you're seeing me get all twisted here. But yeah, outside, things are really going to pick up.
Yeah, the heat is on. It's been on most of the weekend. The humidity is coming in as well. We have seen some showers and thunderstorms at times. I know a lot of you are still looking for that drink of water. No worries. There's still plenty more opportunities in the forecast, including our weather impact alert coming up on Wednesday, which we'll dive into in just a moment. One last look at traffic here on your Monday morning. It's been a quiet one. We haven't had anything to talk about in terms of a delay or a slowdown, so that's good. We have had a good mix of clouds, especially if you're north of the Quad Cities. That's where we've been seeing not only clouds, but a couple of sprinkles earlier. The rest of us enjoying a good deal of sunshine coming through those clouds. So temperatures are warming up quickly, and they'll continue to do that the rest of the day. We're already in the low 70s, though you notice the thickness of the haze is back, actually taking visibility down a mile. 9 miles of visibility. On the radar this morning, what we're tracking, a couple of upper level disturbances. You've got one here, you've got another one coming in from the northwest. This one, as it arrives this afternoon, will likely drive a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Don't think we're going to have anything severe, but there will definitely be some good downpours with that. Let's talk about our weather impact alert for Wednesday. Here's what we know. Starting with Tuesday night, yeah, it appears areas southwest of the Quad Cities could be in line for a good rush of wind and some heavy downpours, but we still think Wednesday is going to be the day when especially areas along and east of the Mississippi River will have that potential of seeing some stronger storm development. No surprise, a 2 out of 5 in place for those same areas. And what this is going to boil down to is whatever happens Wednesday morning. If we can keep Wednesday morning quiet, Wednesday afternoon into the evening could certainly get a little bumpy around here. So I'm going to show you what Future Track is advertising so far this morning. Let's take you into the latest model run, which does indeed pop up a couple of widely scattered showers and thunderstorms heading into the afternoon. When we get to the evening, that goes away, it falls apart, and so does any other storm activity coming in from the northwest. Tomorrow morning is quiet, don't see anything happening there, but again in the afternoon with the heating of the day, we'll bubble up more scattered showers and thunderstorms. It's tomorrow evening that we're going to have to keep an eye on the complex here to the west. That could drive a couple of isolated stronger storms in here late Tuesday night, and you're seeing that potential right there. Then as we get to Wednesday, a stray shower storm in the morning. What we're going to have to watch is this right here. If that front that's coming through can light up here in the early afternoon, this would take away a lot of the moisture and a lot of the storm energy needed for the cold front that is still located well to the west. So if this activity develops, our severe weather threat in the evening will be lower. But if that doesn't develop and we keep everything dry into Wednesday afternoon, as the front comes through in the evening, which is right here, this storm development could be a little bit more robust than what Future Track is showing right here. So that's the big wild card in our severe weather setup as we go into Wednesday. That'll be the coolest day this week too, dropping down to 80 degrees. We get back in the heat, back in the humidity by the weekend. You're likely going to see us hoist up another weather impact alert for Saturday and Sunday, because both of those days will be the first time this year that we're going to be dealing with heat index values pushing 100 degrees. We have not seen that so far this year. So that'll be something we'll have to definitely tell you about, and make sure you're staying smart with hydration and sunscreen and all the above. Thankfully, that heat is short-lived, because it looks like the rest of next week will be spent with cooler temperatures and also more opportunities for some needed rainfall as well. Devin?
All right, thank you, Andrew. Well, starting today, first responders are taking over Bettendorf High School for training on how to handle emergency situations. Bettendorf Police, Fire, and Medical Services are working with the school district in the event of a real threat. Training will also happen Wednesday and Friday of this week. Well, we are just 14 days away from the John Deere Classic, and WQAD is proud to be the official station of the annual golf tournament. And between now and the Classic, we're going to be taking you around TPC Deere Run to see what the pros have to play and tell you how each hole got its name. Former JDC Tournament Director Claire Peterson shows us the bunker-laden 5th hole, Lincoln's Crossing.
Hole number 5, Lincoln's Crossing. We found out that the history of the Mississippi River, the first bridge across the Mississippi River by the railroad, is pretty famous in that there was a lot of controversy that it was going to impede river travel. Sure enough, the F.E. Afton riverboat crashed into the bridge, and there was a big lawsuit. The federal government was represented by a young up-and-coming lawyer, Abraham Lincoln. And they eventually won that lawsuit, had the rights to build the bridge. The F.E. Afton did not have unencumbered rights to the river. That was the decision. And we just kind of learned about that story during the time when we were naming the holes, so thought as part of Quad City history, it was important to have that as part of the 18-hole story.
It's 8:16, still ahead. It's a bad money habit you may not even know you have. We break down the causes of wasteful spending.
Good Morning Quad Cities keeps you prepared for whatever the day brings.
Now's the time to start planning ahead.
Stay ahead of the storm with Weather Impact Alert Days.
A couple of thunderstorms tomorrow.
Working overnight to get you the latest breaking news.
Today, crews are starting construction on a portion of I-80.
Start with a team you trust.
Do you think the greater concern is the higher prices on certain goods these tariffs might bring?
On Good Morning Quad Cities. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. and streaming on WQAD 8+.
Do you want to see kitchen and bath remodel stories that are local to the Quad Cities? Then watch the Village Home Show.
Tune in Sundays at 10:30 a.m. for the Village Home Show, right here on WQAD News 8. Pay it forward.
Thank you.
Shining a spotlight on hardworking people.
There's so many great people out here that want to help and give back that they don't know that there's opportunity to do this.
Determined to make a difference in our community.
I always thought about a way I could bring good back into the community.
Help us keep the Pay It Forward movement going. Nominate somebody on the contest deals page of WQAD.com. We might just give you $300 to give to them.
You're gonna make me cry.
News 8's Pay It Forward, brought to you by Essentra Credit Union.
For all these years that we've been working on the 3-degree guarantee, we have raised over $80,000. The money that we raise for each and every one of these organizations is a true gift to them.
Welcome back. It's time to take a look at your money. Ask yourself this question. How disciplined are you when it comes to spending your money? Do you run a tight household budget, or does your spending sometimes get out of control? Well, if you have some bad spending habits, take comfort in knowing that you're not alone. In a recent survey by the Motley Fool, 85% of Americans say they engage in some aspect of wasteful spending at least occasionally.
Financial advisor Mark Grevicheski joining us on Zoom live to break this down for us. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Devin. Morning, Ava. Happy Monday morning, even though it is a little bit warm and muggy outside.
Yeah, we really want to hear about this topic. What are some of the main factors that cause the wasteful spending?
Yeah, well, I think most people are guilty, including me, that's for sure. Look, when it comes to how we spend our money, over the years, improved technology has increasingly focused on convenience. Today, most of our purchases can be done with the click of a button on our laptop or cell phone. But also, Devin, much of our shopping is becoming an at-home task, even for items like groceries. In many cities, we can now order our groceries online and even have them delivered to our doorstep. And in this, never-ending quest for, speed and efficiency, there's some unintended consequences. In exchange for that convenience, we often forget about the discipline of how we spend our hard-earned money.
And Mark, what do Americans say are some of their worst spending habits? I know mine, but I'd like to hear what other Americans are thinking.
Well, this list is I'm 1 through 5 easily. Well, look, the most common habit that Americans admit to is frequently eating out. But it's not just going out to a restaurant, Ava. Today you can use delivery apps like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, one of many where, you can order food from, a nice restaurant or a fast food chain and have it delivered to your home. So, not only are you paying for the food, but then you add in all the fees, service, and delivery charges. The second most common habit, Ava, is impulse purchases while shopping online. At number 3 is buying convenience foods and beverages, which, do typically cost a lot more. The fourth is discarding leftovers, expired foods. And finally, the fifth most common habit is paying for those unused TV streaming services. so many of our monthly subscriptions are, set to auto renew and auto pay that we can easily lose track of, do I really still use or even need this service that I'm paying for?
Well, to quickly transition to a different subject, on Friday, the U.S. and global stock markets all declined sharply on the recent conflict escalation between Israel and Iran. What potential impact might this conflict have on the U.S. economy?
Yeah, that's a big question right now. Look, back in October of 2023, Devin, when Hamas first attacked Israel, the biggest concern is, does this conflict expand across the broader Middle East region? That region is home to some of the largest oil producing countries in the world. Think Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, the United Arab Emirates, and what does that conflict start to, does it start to disrupt that global supply of crude oil? Now on Friday, the price of crude oil jumped nearly 8% from 68 up to $73 a barrel. But if this conflict continues to escalate, Devin, does crude oil shoot even higher to 80, 90, even $100 a barrel? Look, I've said this many, many times. The crude oil industry doesn't exist in some type of singular bubble. From a barrel of crude oil, we get gasoline, diesel fuel, heating oil. It's used in the production of plastics, rubber, chemicals, and higher crude oil prices translate to higher costs in manufacturing, transportation, warehousing. So, depending on how long crude oil prices remain elevated, it could start to have a meaningful impact on both the U.S. and the global economy.
Ooh, going back to that wasteful spending list. Oh, it was a gut punch. Like, ew, that's me.
Yes, I know, I know. Especially when it comes to convenience, or I know my bad habit is coffee. Buying coffee out, oh my gosh. It's such a treat to do it, but it adds up like you wouldn't believe.
I know.
Seriously.
Yeah, and you're going through that list. Guilty, 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 guilty. And it's like, you know what?
I know. After the show's over, I'm going to have to go and rethink my entire life now.
Easier said than done. All right. Thank you so much, Mark, for joining us. We'll see you next Monday.
Great.
Time right now is 8:23. Let's get a check of what's going on with the traffic situation. And of course, forecast check as well. We're seeing a lot of sunshine here in the Quad Cities this morning. Areas north, a little bit more cloud cover thanks to some decaying showers moving through. Let's get you a live look at all the bridges here from the I-74 bridge to the Centennial. No problems right now being reported. There's a live look at our Davenport Eagle Eye, all that sunshine. We're headed for 80s again this afternoon. A weather impact alert, though, in place for Wednesday. I'll give you another reminder of when we expect storms and what threats they'll bring as GMQC at 8 continues.
Good Morning Quad Cities keeps you prepared for whatever the day brings.
Now's the time to start planning ahead.
Stay ahead of the storm with Weather Impact Alert Days.
A couple of thunderstorms tomorrow.
Working overnight to get you the latest breaking news.
Today, crews are starting construction on a portion of I-80.
Start with a team you trust.
Do you think the greater concern is the higher prices on certain goods these tariffs might bring?
On Good Morning Quad Cities. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. and streaming on WQAD 8+.
When you need electrical work, count on Crawford Company. The Autolite electricians at Crawford Company have been serving the area since 1967. We can help you with installation, repairs, wiring, lighting, and low-voltage electrical like Ethernet cables. Plus, if you have more than just electrical needs, Crawford can be your one-stop contractor. For heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drain cleaning, and electrical, count on Crawford Company.
Do you want to see kitchen and bath remodel stories that are local to the Quad Cities? Then watch the Village Home Show.
Tune in Sundays at 10:30 a.m. for the Village Home Show, right here on WQAD News 8. Pay it forward.
Thank you.
Shining a spotlight on hardworking people. Help us keep the Pay It Forward movement going. We might just give you $300 to give to them.
You're going to make me cry.
News 8's Pay It Forward, brought to you by Essentra Credit Union.
I travel quite a bit.
Good Morning Quad Cities keeps you prepared for whatever the day brings.
Now's the time to start planning ahead.
Stay ahead of the storm with Weather Impact Alert Days.
A couple of thunderstorms tomorrow.
Working overnight to get you the latest breaking news.
Today, crews are starting construction on a portion of I-80.
Start with a team you trust.
Do you think the greater concern is the higher prices on certain goods these tariffs might bring?
On Good Morning Quad Cities. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. and streaming on WQAD 8+.
When you need electrical work, count on Crawford Company. The Autolite electricians at Crawford Company have been serving the area since 1967. We can help you with installation, repairs, wiring, lighting, and low-voltage electrical like Ethernet cables. Plus, if you have more than just electrical needs, Crawford can be your one-stop contractor. For heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drain cleaning, and electrical, count on Crawford Company.
Do you want to see?
Coming up on the 8+ streaming app directly after GMQC at 8 is GMA Life, and following that is a replay of last week's Ask Andrew Live, and at 9:30 is Your Money Headlines. Our next newscast is at 11 o'clock. Well, still ahead on Good Morning Quad Cities at 11. Today there are 6 new state FFA officers. We introduce you to one who's local to the QCA and how she's making state history. Plus, the Quad City Animal Welfare Center will be in studio with us and introducing us to the Pet of the Week. To learn more about a furry friend up for adoption, join us on GMQC at 11.
And those furry friends are always extra cute, so you don't want to miss that. Weather-wise, it's a warm start this morning. Still very muggy feeling to that air, with dew points well into the 60s. We're in the low 70s right now with a good deal of sunshine. Take you through Future Track the next few days because there's going to be plentiful opportunities for rain, but the key word is scattered for the most part, including this afternoon. We're just going to see those typical daytime bubble-up showers and thunderstorms scattered about the region. Once we hit sunset, all of that will fade away. Tonight looks dry. Let's go into late tonight, tomorrow morning, a decaying complex of storms to the northwest. Not a lot of indication that that's going to be able to make it here. So I do agree with Future Track's version of that, keeping us dry tomorrow morning. We get to the afternoon, it's kind of the same thing. We get the heating of the day, bubble up some scattered showers and thunderstorms. However, it's tomorrow evening that I think we get a little bit more of a push from a disturbance coming through that should generate a little bit more widespread activity, including the potential for an isolated stronger storm or two. That's kind of what you're seeing here on Future Track late tomorrow night. Then we get into Wednesday, and Wednesday is quite complicated because it really depends on how the storm system evolves. You notice Wednesday morning outside of a stray shower storm, we're quiet. But what happens is we may get some storms to start taking off a little early here into the afternoon. This is 2 o'clock Wednesday. And if this happens, that kind of robs the juice and the storm energy needed for the cold front that will come in later in the evening. And I'll take you there. So here's 4:30. Now we're at 6:30. This is the cold front. And notice it's not doing very much because we had that earlier activity. So if we have storms early Wednesday afternoon, the severe threat goes down. If we don't have storms Wednesday afternoon and we stay wide open in terms of keeping the sunshine around, these are the storms we're going to have to watch come Wednesday evening as they head over to the Illinois side of the river. So we're going to continue a weather impact alert for Wednesday. It's more specifically, it's going to be the afternoon and the evening. That's a one-day cool down. And almost at this point, I think we're going to have to add red boxes on Saturday and Sunday for our first 100+ degree heat index values for the year. It is going to get very hot this weekend. That'll push the storm track north. But man, we're going to have to get used to that water routine, staying hydrated, breaks in the shade. We'll get a big reminder of that this upcoming weekend.
That's for sure. Woo, I'm already feeling it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching GMPC at 8. We'll see you at 11.